Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So today I'm going to go through my latest digital download and do a flip through of the Coffee Drip Fairy journal. I finished it over the weekend, just had some time and decided to finish it up. But we'll start working on the other torn grungy denim cover journal. So we'll still be working in one of those. All right, so this is my latest digital download for Halloween, and this one is called Spooky Past. And so, obviously, Halloween looking, sort of spooky, haunted, whatever type digital download. So, it has lots of images. These are daguerreotypes, I think is how you say it, and it's like old pictures that were done on glass with a mercury processing thing. I don't totally know how they did it, but anyway, when you find them, a lot of times they're scratched and stuff because the images could be like sort of scratched off almost. Well, exactly. And so yeah, they just kind of looked spooky, so I just thought they were perfect for this type of digital download. So anyway, this is the first page. So I didn't do anything to the pictures themselves other than like faded them out a little bit so they almost look see-through and stuff like that. But other than that, it's just the daguerreotypes. I think this one wasn't a daguerreotype, but you know, it still worked. So, and then there's these. These ones are really, really kind of spooky and weird. It was a picture of like a whole family, but these two in particular, they're looking really in odd directions. I don't know. It was just very strange. So, anyways, I did that one and that lady there. They just had a ghosty look, so I went with it. And see these? I didn't scratch these up. I added these kind of cross hatching, whatever spiles they're called. But anyway, but this one like had this on it, and I put some of the daguerreotypes in the digital as well, so you'll get to see what they looked like. There's that one. Yeah, I just kind of did them spooky house, spooky forest, sort of, I don't know, look. But they're not gory or gross or anything like that. I mean, that's the way these pictures were. I didn't do anything to them, but that one's definitely this little guy. He's very spooky looking. And there's a old house back there. This was actually in an old newspaper that I found. I just thought it was hilarious with the skeleton behind her. Anyway, put that one there. Added a pumpkin. And then I have, so there's 8 of the pages like that, and you might be able to see some of the lines from my printer. I don't know. I got a new part for it coming, so hopefully it'll print better. But yours won't have those weird lines. That's just from my printer. So sorry about it. But there's 8 of the ones with the spooky images. Then I just did some background pages like this old house and the forest look there, and then like these are leaves. And more leaves with coffee drips and stuff. And then this one's just kind of a muted leaves and fall colors. And then we have a couple, or I think it's 3 pages of tags, and then there's a journaling card on each page as well. Just my normal, you know, normal tags and things that I put in my kits. Yeah, there's 3 pages of them this time. And then you get one of the number 10 window envelope covers and one of the CD envelope cover. And then here's the daguerreotypes without anything with them or done to them. And I would say you might want to shrink to fit, or however your printer says that, just so you don't get any cut off, you know. But yeah, those are the original daguerreotypes, and there's a few more on this page, and then, you know, some other pieces. And then I did the shrunk down version of the pages as well, of all 8 pages. so that you can use them for cards, or you know, if you want to do like a mini journal or something like that, those might be fun to play with. So that is that, and it's called Spooky Past. And then this is the Coffee Drip Fairy Grungy Denim journal that I finished. So what I did is took a piece of seam binding that was a lavender color, and I just spritzed it and sprayed it the same way I did the paper, with some watercolor and some coffee to get, you know, grungied up a little bit. And I just left this just like you guys saw it, with the, I think that thread is loose. We can take that one away. With the old doily and all that attached. And then when you open it, you've got a pocket with a couple of the tags from the Coffee Drip Fairy digital, backed in purple. And let's just go right in there. And that's an old, like, I'm not sure if it was a runner or if it was stitched along the bottom of like one of those round table covers originally, but old piece of crochet. And then the digital and the purple doily I got from Karen, thank you. And then I added some of the fairies because there's the fussy cut ones, and so I just added those. And then this is that coloring page from Karen. I thought that was great. Great colors for in here. And then here we have a little bag, and I think I showed you guys this one, and I just added a couple of the tags from the digi in there, and just, you know, stitched lace and stuff up at the top. Did a little collage here, and that's all on that coffee dyed and watercolor dripped paper. And a little mushroom here, and then another page out of the digi. This is actually from my Wee Flower Fairies digital, this purple paper. And then added a book page with flowers, and just a drip page. And this is more of the dye that I got, or I think she said these ones were Rit dyed from Karen, so super pretty color on that. And another page out of the digi. And then this is an Edith Holden page, and all I did was fold, you know, give myself a little gusset. So I folded the edge over about, I don't know, about a ½ inch almost, all the way around, and cut the corners, you know, mitered the corners so that it would fold in and give me a little kind of a gusseted pocket. And that's all that is a book page from an Edith Holden book. And I have a little Edith Holden book. It is this one, and it's in German, but it's a small size, so that's what I used. I just used the whole page and just folded it so that it would be a gusseted pocket. Added this is a page from the digi. I just cut it into, you know, card, added a couple little things. This is from is it, I think it is this one, the Botanist sticker anthology. Yeah, it was. So that's one of those, is the dragonfly there. And then this is just a Tim Holtz stamped number on book page. And then this is from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. And that's the digital. And then a piece of drop coffee dyed deli paper that's had all different paints and spatters and whatever on it. This is that pocket that we did together that Carol Laws inspired, where you just take my CD cover, envelope cover, and turn it into a little tuck pocket like this. And it works great like that. Love it. It's adorable. And then I stitched it into the binding. So there's that. And then I just added, this is a Tim Holtz, one of his flashcards. And I just added a fairy and mushrooms and that. And this just tucks in there. I need to add some fabric to the top of that. I'm going to leave that out so I remember to do that. Digi pages. One of the Fussy Cut Fairies. Just fun spattered pages and whatnot. And there's our center. And then another mushroom on some spattered paper. Another Fussy Cut on that beautiful paper from Karen. And digi Added another one of the dragonflies from the sticker book. And then this is the envelope. This is a CD cover envelopes flap, and I just glued it here and here to make a tuck. Just put a couple pieces of ephemera in there. And the deli paper on the other side. And then this little piece goes over the page, but it comes off. So all I did with this is take a strip of this purple paper, you can see, and I'll measure it for you guys so that you know what size I used. But you can use any size that you want to. It doesn't have to be any particular size. It's going to depend more on your journal. So this is about 10 inches by 4, 10 by 4. I folded it at almost 4.5 to get a little flap, and then I folded it up again because, oh, I forgot. So it's not 10, it's more like, it's closer to 12. So it's a 12-inch piece of paper by 4. I folded it down this way, folded the flap up this way to make a pocket. You can see I just did the little thumb notch there. So this is just 2 inches, fold up to get your pocket, and then it just goes over the page. And I just added a bunch of papers and things that were left over from making this journal, just stitched up at the top, and you can see here the stitching. And so then that just flips, or goes over your page like that, and it can go either direction, doesn't matter. You can put it anywhere in the journal. And then I just have one of the little Tim Holtz clips up there just to hold it in place. Okay, and then more of the digi. This is another envelope that I turned into just a little tuck there and put some random ephemera I had in there. So see, this flips out like this, so you can still write here. Has maybe a tag that comes out if I didn't glue it back, if I didn't glue it in. So I just used one of the stickers from the anthology, one of the fairies, fussy cut and collaged all over this tag. You can write on the back. And that one I also need to stitch around and add some fabric. Wow, I just totally spaced that. And book page, or the digi. Here's another pocket. This one's made out of deli paper. Or no, this was an envelope that I coffee dyed. It was a glassine envelope that I coffee dyed, and then it stuck together and tore up at the top, so I just cut the top of the envelope off and put a big thumb notch in it and turned it into a pocket. And then we have our little fairy. I just wrapped black thread around there, tied it in a knot, and then when I stitched, it's all stuck in place with the stitching from this and around. So that just goes in there, and that's one of the stickers out of the anthology book here. And this is one of my bees from my bee add-on digital download. It's bee journal add-on is what it's called. I drew those little bees. So there's I think 4 or 5 different ones, and in different sizes. And there's a mushroom. And then there's another pocket back here with some journaling cards and places to write. And then it is signed up here on fabric and stitched on. So that one will be in my shop, and I will add some fabric at the top and stitch around these tags. That's why we flip through. Flip throughs are very important because, man, the brain, I'm telling you. It is derp. Okay, so this is the next one we're going to work on. The one that we made on camera, or I made on camera, I guess. I just like to say we because you guys hang out with me all the time, so there's that one. And I've just printed out some pages and things that will go in here, and this is out of my Ada digital download. Here's some avocado dye paper that I get from my friend Denise at Wonderbar Crafts. I'm not sure if she's got any in the shop or not, but I'll leave a link to it. Here's some music page I'll be putting in. This is old vintage music page. It's probably going to have to be cut down, and also when it's folded it might crack. So we'll go over how we can fix that. There's a couple pages of that. This is the Sears and Roebuck catalog my sister gave me. There's a couple pages of that will go in this journal. This is the Ada Digi again, and I've backed it with some coffee dye Digi. And this is from Lorna at TaylorMade Journals. It has this really cool doily digital download. And then this is my Peeling Paint and Roses digital download. So I just did a whole mixture of things just because I wanted certain pages. So it's not one kit, it's lots of kits. And I will list them in the description box below so that you can see all of them. But another thing I was doing is making some pages out of book pages, and so I thought I would show you guys how I do that. And I haven't done it in ages and ages. It's one of those things that you do once and then for whatever reason you forget, or you move to whatever else and you forget about it. So anyhow, it's this type of thing. So these are just pieces of envelope that I have had left from doing other projects. You can see this was a junk mail envelope. I've just cut the top off to use on something else. So I keep all these pieces. So I just thumb notched it, and I've just hinged it onto this book page, which came out of this book, Flowering Shrubs. And I got this at a thrift store, so I don't even know if it's something that you can get, but it just has neat images. And this is a good way to do this because a lot of times you you know, you want to use the whole page. Like sometimes there's images on the other side as well. This one doesn't have images, but you know, that's okay. Because I think what I'm going to do is put her on here as a pocket. So I'll just thumb notch it, glue it down on 3 sides, and it'll be a tuck this way. It'll come like this. It'll be stitched into the journal. Can be other pages in here. And then on this side we'll have a couple of envelopes, leftover envelopes to tuck stuff into. So I thought I'd show you guys how I do that. Of course, it's nothing difficult, and like I said, I did not come up with this idea. It's just a fun thing to make, you know. How tall are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these are almost 8 inches high, these coin envelopes. So yeah, just use what you have. Use junk mail, whatever. This is out of that oh my gosh, Edith Holden book. I'm telling you, my brain is so fried. My poor husband with this COVID, I'm telling you, this stuff is nuts. He was supposed to go to Nashville this week for 3 days, and he had to cancel because he woke up yesterday morning and his lips were all swollen up. And then, so he didn't know what to do, and I'm like, I'm really scared you're going to end up there and have a problem, you know, and I'm here and you're in Nashville, and yeah, so can we not do that maybe? So yeah, he canceled, and that's a good thing because he woke up this morning and his eyes were all swollen. So he's talked to the doctor, and the problem is they hadn't put him on steroids last week to help with the cough. And how wide is this one? Yeah, that's going to be probably almost too wide. I think I'm just going to trim it a little to clean it up anyway. But yeah, they put him on steroids last week to help, you know, help him fight the cough, and then so they can't give him anything else unless, you know, obviously if he's having trouble breathing, they'll do something. But so his lips and his eyes are all swollen. It's just weird, the stuff that you get. It's crazy. And it's like every day is a new adventure. Like you just don't know what you're gonna wake up with. It's nuts. I don't know if other people have had similar experiences. Well, I mean, I know it happens because it's a real thing what he's got going on. But anyhow, it's just been one thing after another, it seems like. So I'm just going to glue this on, and then I'll trim it to size. And then I'm going to glue it on this side, and it flips open, and you'll have the envelope, so that I'm not possibly gluing that shut, you know. I don't know if that makes sense. If I glued it this way, I'd have to figure out the flap, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going to glue this on, and then we can trim it to size. So yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I have the cough, but that's not surprising at all. I'm sure I'll have the cough for a while, just because that's what I'm prone to anyhow. But I mean, I don't feel bad. I do get a little, it's gotten better over the last 2 days, but I kept telling you guys I get woozy, like that hot, like you're gonna pass out feeling every once in a while. But that's gotten a lot better too. So I just can't, the heat, I can't do the heat at all. I just get completely donk on my head when I'm out in the heat. So I've just been, you know, hanging out in basically. So I'm just gonna do like that. So it's just hinging, and this is all stuff that like you've probably seen before. If you're new though, this is always helpful, right? This is just a piece of coffee dyed paper. It is embossed. It doesn't have to be embossed. It can just be plain. It can be any kind of paper, any kind of scrapbook paper, whatever you've got. Just use what you've got to hinge it. Or just, you know, copy paper that's coffee dyed. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. I'm just going to trim those little bits that are left over off. And then you want to kind of open it up fairly quickly because I don't want to glue it shut because there is a little glue there. And let it dry, and I am going to trim these as well because otherwise we're back to the whole gluing our flap on our envelope closed. We don't want to do that. But yeah, let's just say it's been interesting. He's had the most crazy things. I mean, I'm just amazed at how it just drags on and on. I mean, I heard people say that, but generally I don't. I get through stuff pretty quick. But yeah, I've just felt cruddy for quite a while. That's the advantage of working from home, because if I don't feel great, I can, you know, go sit down for 15 minutes or whatever, which is real nice. But I feel bad for people that have to work. I mean, like my husband, he's had to go back to work, and he's just had one crazy thing after another. That's why they gave him the steroid for the cough, because they're trying to, you know, he doesn't want to be at work. He works in a hospital. He doesn't want to be there hacking his head off. So these are cards that I made previously. I don't know if you're new, you probably didn't see them, but I didn't make them on camera, so they're just on an index card is all they are, that I have backed with some manila drawing paper, children's manila drawing paper. I just like the color and the feel of it. And then I just spattered, or I gessoed the card first, spattered it with just some kind of basically dirty watercolor water, and then some black ink, and you know, collage. This is some Tim Holtz tissue, a doily, one of the Tim Holtz portraits. This is from Tim Holtz Ephemera, a piece of lace that I just stitched down there, spattered it all over with the black. So yeah, that's all that is. So nothing real difficult there. It's an index card, so hopefully you have, and if you don't have an index card, just use like white cardstock or something, or any kind of cardstock, because you're gonna gesso over it. Or you can use white acrylic paint, so don't feel like, oh, I don't have gesso. Just use white acrylic paint will work to do that, to get that look. I love these portraits from Tim Holtz. They're like one of my new favorite things for sure. And you could just leave this page the way it is. You don't have to put anything on it, because it does look kind of cool with the information from, you know, the flower kind of thing, but I just wanted to put something on it. And now I have another little spot I'll be able to write because I'll tuck something in there that you can write on. So there's one, you know, just attach some envelopes and, you know, attach whatever you like. Or if you had the flower on this side, you wouldn't have to put anything there. But it'll just look kind of cool in a journal with some pages, like. And I've printed with my printer on both sides of my papers so that I don't have any blank backs on these. They all have something on the inside, or however you want to say that. But anyway, I can take this and see that'll be a page. I'll flip open, and then when we get to this side, then it's got these, and we'll decorate these. So yeah, just a fun little way to do something different for pages, especially when you have these single pages that you're like, what do? I don't want to fold them in half. Like I did fold that one in half in the coffee drip fairy one here, just to remind you. I mean, you can fold them in half. It's kind of a bummer because you end up missing part of the image, you know, if I can find it, what I'll do with it. It seems like it was, yeah, this one. So I just folded exactly one of these pages. Oh my gosh, Amy. If I get any dingier, I'm telling you. It was one of these pages out of this book, same thing. I just folded it in half. So it's just a different way to do it if you don't want to fold it in half and you want to see the whole thing. So yeah, these are just fun. So another thing I thought I would do is we'll do one, and I think I'll put a guest check. And so that's just something you can write on. You could decorate it, and then I'll also hinge on this little glassine bag that's been coffee dyed. So it'll have a couple of flips, and then you'll flip to that one and see that one. Do I want it on that side? Maybe I want to see this and hinge it like that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So we need another piece of this. And I ripped that, I think it was roughly a half an inch. So then when you fold it in half, yeah, I'm just going to go tiny bit over a half an inch. Yeah. And then you just fold it in half like you saw me do. To get your hinge. You can use washi tape to do this too. That's what I did with that one. You saw the washi tape on it. So you don't have to use the paper. I just kind of like the paper better. I don't know why. I just feel like washi doesn't stick that great. I do actually add glue to my washi, and I don't have that many washis anyhow, so. So this time we're going to add it on this other side. So I'm going to trim that down a little bit again. I just like the size that this one ended up being. So this one on here would look like this, and we'll decorate that envelope up, but then you have a spot to put stuff you could write, and then you have a decorative page over there. So very handy, but I want it about the same size as this one. Just so there's some little uniformity, not that it has to be exact, but it ended up being 5 and 2 ticks, I call it. I'm very technical when it comes to measuring. Sorry, I'm not better at that. That would be 5 1/4, Amy. Okay, so let's turn it the right way before we mess it up. I'm going to put glue on the whole back side of that. And I'm sure I'll ink these and grungy them up a bit. Oh, and my son is all better from COVID. He's young, so he basically got it and just sounded awful. Never really felt that bad. And popped right out of it. And my daughter, as of yet, still has not got it. So I think she might have got away without. Hallelujah. Because she does not need that right now. She's got to do band camp and all that coming up. So we don't want her to have any of that. So this can face, yeah, I think I'll have it facing out. So I'm going to just sort of put that there. The thing is, it's not going to attach. It's going to attach kind of weird. I'm thinking I might have to add another piece. Because it's not going to get attached at the bottom. Just realized that. Let's do this. We're going to cut this little flap here. And we'll cut up the center here, because we don't need that part. And we'll just do another little flap for the pocket, or yeah, that little bag. That'll work. Oopsie. I'll turn this up here. Alright. So there's one, and then we'll do another one. And my daughter's ankle is all better. So that is also very good. I don't know what Posh is doing, sorry. He's digging through my papers and he's helping like he always does. Now that one got, you can see where it got embossed heavier, and so it cracked, but we don't need that top, we don't need the whole thing, so it's not a big deal. Now we can put this on, and I think I'll just cut it to the size that I need, and I'm just going to go to the basically where the opening of the bag is, so that I'm not, you know, messing that up. Not that it's a lot, but Pasha, what are you doing? He's always into something, that cat. I'm telling you, he's a toddler. He's not a cat, he's a toddler. A perpetual toddler, like, honestly. I mean, he's not a kitten. He's 11 years old. But he thinks he's a kitten. This morning it was so funny. A lot of times I'll open the back door and leave it open for him in the morning, so I can go in and out or whatever, just a crack, you know. And I hear him rolling his little, I have a hard styrofoam ball that the kids were using for crafting at some point, but now it's become Pasha's ball, you know, rolling around the house. And I hear him rolling it around in the kitchen, so I thought he was back in, so I go to close the door, and he's got the ball outside on the patio, rolling it around. I don't know where it went, so I'm going to have to go look for it later. He just is non-stop. Okay, so I don't love that. That's kind of a bummer. I'll just kind of rough it up a little bit, and maybe it'll be okay when I ink it. I am going to ink these a little. But yeah, you can just, I mean, think of all the different things that you could put on there, and it would be just a fun way to use some of the book pages when you just have them loose by themselves. if they're not like attached to anything, and you don't want to fold them in half because you lose some of the image, especially with the Edith Holden. I don't like to make ephemera with them either because I don't want to cut them up, and I don't want to fold them where you can't see them, and I don't know. So I struggle using her pages, except like this is a great way to do it, and I just forget about this all the time. So there's that one like that, and then this one would be like this. So you'll have that, and then you'll have these, and they'll get decorated up. So anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was a helpful little idea. And then we'll come back another day and decorate this stuff up once I figure out what I would do it now, but I don't know what I want to use yet. So anyways, at least we got that far. And I'll fold up the rest of the pages, you know, just in half. I'll probably have to cut them down a little because this isn't as tall. Yeah, I'll cut them down a little bit to where I want them. I think these will fit right. Oh wow, that's gonna be as high as it can be. So all right, so anyways, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye now.